Okay.
Ikaw?
Yeah. Okay lang. Okay lang. Taga saan po kayo?
O kayo?
Where are you from?
Ako ay nagmula sa Bangladesh pero ako ay nakatira sa Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Saan? Saan?
Ako ay ako ay sa Bangladesh
Oh, yes.
pero
Okay.
ako ay nakatira sa Jeddah,
Sa
Saudi
Jeddah.
Arabia. Opo.
Okay. Wow. You have good Tagalog. Magaling. Alright, saan ka natuto?
Salamat. Salamat po.
Saan ka natuto mag-Tagalog? Natuto.
Ah,
Learn. Where did you learn? Saan ka natuto?
ah,
Okay. And then, ano yung plano mo?
yeah, just to learn and to like to be good at conversational Tagalog as quick as possible.
Okay. Wow. Well, yeah, I guess you're one of those people who had like very real passion on
Opo.
languages. Yeah, okay.
Opo.
Magaling. All right. So sige, well, I mean, I can see that you already have a little bit of knowledge with the Tagalog language. So
Opo.
siguro mag-uumpisa tayo sa mga or maybe like pag-usapan muna natin kung ano na yung mga natutunan mo. What have you learned so far?
Oh, just like almost like basic words, basic phrase.
Phrases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Opo. Basic phrases. Yeah.
Sige. But you familiar with grammar already?
No, grammar actually, I I don't like to like for the beginning stage. I don't want to learn grammar. I just want to learn so far. Just later. It's important though, but yeah, later. Just little grammar, like 20% of grammar and 80% of like learning vocabularies and sentence
Yeah.
making. Yeah, all
Sige,
these.
sige. Well, I guess at the very least we would like to learn sentence structure, right? Ang
Opo.
normal na pangungusap, right? Kung paano, right? Nagsasalita ng Tagalog ang mga tao dito, right? So, it's usually subject and then normally sa English subject verb object, right? Like
Opo.
yeah.
It's actually sentence building is very similar to English. You can translate like word to word, but they're
Yes.
like the word which is like interrupting, like na and ba. These kind of word are actually like interrupting.
The most common is inverted sentence. We usually say inverted sentence. So verb first before subject and then object. Okay. Let's have some examples. Kumain
Kumakain
ako.
ka na.
Okay.
Also kumain ka na. Kumain ako.
Ng practice.
Did you eat, right?
Kumain is past tense. Kumain. Here, for example, I have this thing. Skyflakes. But basically, I'm saying kumain ako ng crackers. I ate crackers.
Oh.
Yeah. Past tense. Kumain.
Like kumain ka na, right?
Kumain ka na is, yeah, that one is using it as an infinitive.
Okay. Like kumain or makain,
No,
makain.
this is, yeah, kumain. Kain
Right.
is an word. There are two types of words. There are verbs and verbs. Kain is one of those verbs. Kumain, tumakbo, lumangoy, like that. Takbo is run. Langoy is swim.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, let's not talk about that yet. Maybe let's just have a little bit of Tagalog conversation, right? Yeah.
Sige.
Okay. Sa Jeddah ka ngayon. Yes?
Jeddah?
Nasa Jeddah ka ngayon.
Ka ngayon?
Nasa. You are in Jeddah now.
Opo.
Nasa is talking about the place. The place, okay. Ka, which means you. Ngayon is now.
Now.
Okay, yeah. Nasa Jeddah ka ngayon, and it's question mark.
Like how is Jeddah?
You are in Jeddah now. Nasa,
Opo.
how do you spell Jeddah?
Ako ay trabaho. Ako ay trabaho sa
Nagtatrabaho.
Ako ay nagtatrabaho. Nagtatrabaho. Taon, like what's your age, right?
No. Mga ilang taon na is about how long? How many years?
7 años.
7 taon.
7 taon.
Yes. Años is Spanish. Yeah. Años usually when you talk about your age.
Okay.
And they are used.
And weird, even like the time as well. Alas 10.
Exactly.
8 minutos ng umaga.
Yeah. I think because in Tagalog there are combinations of Spanish words, and sometimes you can use these words. Años, for example, is also quite common because they are faster to use. Like the time, alas 12:30 ng hapon, Spanish, and then Tagalog, because it's easier to say the Spanish time.
Opo.
Right? instead of saying it in Tagalog, ikalawang oras at kalahati minuto. Yeah. Ikalawang oras at 30 minuto. Pagkatapos ng 2:00. It's very long. It's awkward.
Opo.
Anyway, so there's the word tiba. Okay, tiba.
Tiba.
Tiba. Tiba is just another way to say right. Yeah. So when I say nasa Jeddah ka ngayon, diba? Like, so that is you are in Jeddah now. Right?
Right?
Yes.
Sige.
Okay. And nagtatrabaho. Okay. This one uses nag, double the first syllable.
Nagtatrabaho.
Yeah. And you get present tense, working. Okay. Like when you say nag, the root word, let's have the root word laro.
Trabaho.
Right? Let's say laro. Nag lalaro.
Yeah, in Tagalog, always like doubling the sound. Like
Yeah, the first syllable.
Lakad and lalakad.
Yes, but if the syllable have 3 letters, so consonant, consonant, and vowel, you have to remove the middle letter. So for example,
Okay.
trabajo. Trabajo will be ta trabajo, not tra trabajo, which is wrong. It's ta trabajo.
Trabaho.
Okay. Now, how is that useful? There are many words in English that is transferred in Tagalog. Okay. For example, graduate. This is a future tense. Graduate will graduate in English.
Okay.
But you'd have, so the graduate starts with GRA, so remove the R.
Graduate.
Yes. So that's how that one works, right? But there are many that has as well. So yeah. Anong oras na dyan?
10, 12 minutos ng umaga.
10:12. No need for minutos. 10:12 ng umaga.
Okay, 10:12.
Just like in English, 10:12 in the morning. You don't say minutes. Okay. And so 10:12. May trabaho ka ngayon? Night.
Opo.
Oh, takot naman yan. Bakit ang aga? Bakit ang aga? Why too early? That's it. So, kakatapos mo lang. Tapos mo lang magtrabaho. Just ended shift. Well, okay na rin. Walang oras, 'di ba?
Opo.
Walang oras lang. May ano tawag doon? Lunchtime.
Lunchtime, yeah, it's a little difficult. I sleep
Wala?
like after class. Opo, like when I wake up, I take lunch. Sometimes 5, 6, depends.
So isang oras din.
Depends. Like 5 or 6.
Pero I mean, isang oras din yung lunchtime.
Lunchtime, yeah, I'll be
1 hour
sleeping.
too, like normal.
Opo, but
Yes.
I'll be sleeping at that time.
Yeah, tama. Yeah, naiintindihan ko naman kasi nagtrabaho din naman ako night shift. I also work night shift. Nagtrabaho din naman ako night shift. Dati. Mula alauna ng madaling araw hanggang 10:00 ng umaga.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Medyo mahirap talaga.
Mahirap?
Mahirap yan. Mahirap mag night
Mahirap,
shift.
I forgot.
Difficult.
Mahirap. Opo.
Mahirap. Medyo, ang tawag dito, nakakapagod. Nakakapagod is tiring, tiresome,
Opo.
stressful. Ganun.
Opo.
Ay, nako. Ay, sige lang. Okay lang yun, di ba? 7 taon ka na rin naman dyan. 7 taon. 7 years. You're already, maganda naman sweldo sa Jeddah, di ba?
Maganda.
Magandang sweldo. Mataas ang sweldo.
Sweldo?
Sweldo is salary.
Sweldo. Oh, opo. Many Filipinos are here.
Tama.
Kabayan.
Kasi yung anak ng landlady ko dati, saan ba yun? Sa Dubai? O sa Dubai? Ano siya, head nurse. Kasi nag-aaral din siya sa akin. Kumuha siya ng IELTS. Nagpaturo siya sa akin ng IELTS. Nagpaturo. Like, asked to be taught. Paturo siya sa akin ng IELTS. Then pumunta siya ng UK. Siguro.
Oh, nice.
Ang ganun naman lagi, di ba? Okay. So, sabi mo, di ba, isang buwan.
Isang buwan?
Isang buwan ka na nag-aaral ng Tagalog.
Nag-aaral. 1 month. Opo. 1 month. Opo.
Okay, let's talk about Opo. All right. Opo. Okay. So, normally we don't use this for people of same stature or basically the same age. Like you and me, for example. I mean, I would guess that we're almost of the same age, right? Or maybe with strangers that does not look very old. Okay, so if it's just between you and me, just say oo.
Okay.
Not opo.
That's formal, right? Opo.
Yeah. No, opo. Opo is more of
Formal or with respect for the
with respect,
elders.
exactly.
Elders.
With respect. So especially for people, who would consider themselves kind of just, friends, equals, I guess. Like there's no need for that kind of like
I can use
words.
oo.
Yeah. So oho, like there is a particular distance between people that uses opo and oho, right? Yeah, and it's not easy to make friends when somebody uses that word particularly. That's why when you go to the streets in the Philippines and then you go, see a vendor, a humble vendor, a street vendor, you would always want to use opo, right? Because you want to respect them as a person, as a job, and at the same time wants to give a distance, keep a distance. Yeah, it can be used for both positive and negative way.
How? Positive and negative?
Yeah, like yeah, I guess most people would understand it as only being polite, right? But most people try to distance themselves using the same word as well. Right? Like distancing yourself from somebody who, while it is true that you respect them, you don't want to be like them. Yeah, like when you
Yeah,
like I
that's a
said,
new knowledge. That's a
new
new for me.
perspective. Yeah, I always try to find it to make sure, right, that everybody, like, there's a lot of these things about language that, yeah, and while it is always painted in a positive light, there's a little bit of something in it as well. Yeah, and it's
never
very
knew
interesting
this.
because I can only hear somebody use opo, oho, for people who are either literally old enough, like
or
family
try
members.
to distance from someone.
Yes, or
But
managers.
you can get it right for like foreigners and native speaker. You can
That's
understand.
true.
He's using Oppo because he doesn't know exactly. He's just learning. Like I've heard like no one uses like it's an old Tagalog like ikinagagalak kong makilala ka.
That's very
or deep Tagalog.
Yes, it's only on paper. It's a very strange thing to say. Just say kumusta, hello, ayos ka lang, like that. Like you
Yeah, I
have
just
good friends with
like
people.
to say because I memorized that I have no alternative so far. Yeah, and of course they will understand because as a foreigner, whenever I use that, they will understand that he's a foreigner. Of
Yeah.
course, by my like outfit, or by my like when they see me, of course they will realize that he's a foreigner. He just learn that
Actually,
phrase.
you wouldn't have any problems being here. Yeah. Anyway, even with simple, when you try to introduce yourself, okay, in the books you'll usually say ako si, right, and then your name. Okay. Ako si, like I can say ako si Kurt. Okay. But even with this particular sentence, it already feels quite awkward, right? Because we don't use this method in reality to introduce ourselves to anybody at our age, or unless you're speaking in a public speech.
It's so formal, right? Ako si.
Ako si is very formal. It's using old subject verb object sentence pattern, right? But we do use mostly inverted sentence, right? Usually I will just say Kurt nga pala, like that, while extending my hand. It has to be like that, like Kurt nga pala, like that. Yeah, it
What's
means
that mean?
my name's Kurt, by the way, like Kurt, by the way, like that. Yeah, very light-hearted.
That's in like Manila or
Most commonly used, yeah, when you're, I don't know, being
Manila.
introduced to another friend, like that.
But there will be like a different accent as well, right? Like in Manila, it's gonna be different from like north, south of Philippines.
Accents are very, yeah, I cannot like mimic other Filipino accents. Only
because
Tagalog.
there are dialects as well.
Yes, exactly.
Like, what's your
Like
dialect?
there is a Tagalog. There is a Tagalog in Batangas. It's like singing. You should
Really?
check it. Yeah, the place is called Batangas. You can just check it in YouTube, for example. Listen to how they say. Pero ganun, yeah, medyo mahirap. Talagang nahihirapan akong sundin yung kung ano pinagsasabi nila.
And what's your dialect?
Yung sa akin, pinanganak ako sa Cavite.
Cavite.
Cavite. So Caviteño ako.
In which
Pero yung
city?
aming is Tagalog.
Which state or region?
Region 4. Malapit sa Manila.
Manila. In Manila.
Yeah. Malapit sa Metro Manila. So bale, Cavite, Metro Manila agad. Kasi yung katabi niya lang is Pasay. Like that. Yan, Pasay is part of Metro Manila. So katabing probinsya lang. Ayun. Katabing probinsya. When I say katabi is beside. Katabing probinsya.
Beside the province.
Yes. The province beside the other. And the use of NG in Tagalog is when you have a noun plus adjective. Noun plus adjective, like magandang babae, right? Like that. Masamang tao. Magandang babae. Here's like just an example. But my bad.
Babae. Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful lady or beautiful
Beautiful
woman?
lady. No, but maganda does not have an ng, right? Only when you have combined it with a noun, you get magandang babae. In the same way, you can reverse this as well and say babaeng maganda.
Babaeng maganda. Okay. Yeah, like in Spanish, like gran amigo, or like gran you use before the before noun, and like gran like this way. Gran amigo, like best friend, or when you use like at the end of the sentence you use grande.
Yeah,
Grande.
well, that's actually a little bit more of a more complicated, more complicated rule, I guess. Yeah. In our case, that is just that you add ng if it ends with a vowel, maganda, a or a. Okay. If it doesn't end with a vowel or it ends in a consonant, you use na instead. So, for example, pangit na babae.
Pangit. Ugly woman.
Ugly woman, like that. Okay. But no, that's not the main point. The main point is it ends with the letter T. Okay.
When consonant, then we can use na.
Na, yes, and separate it.
Okay. Now I got it. Because of that na word, I make a lot of mistakes on Duolingo, that application.
Okay. Yeah. So there. So, but if it ends with vowel, you use ng, right? But okay, here you can see we can also
like in the numbers, ends with vowels. I use ng. Like consonant, I use na.
exactly. It's a general rule.
Like apat na.
Apat na
lima,
aso, right? Limang aso.
Limang aso. Yeah.
Okay. Now, for numbers, the main difference is that number adjectives cannot be what's that called? Reversed. Okay. Like you cannot say asong lima, which is wrong. Okay. It could only be limang aso. But here, normal adjectives plus noun, you can reverse it and
But
say.
Which is the most commonly used, reverse or just normal?
Mostly adjective first.
Magandang babae.
Yeah.
That one.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also use, like I said, noun first, and it's still pretty fine. Okay.
But it sounds weird, right?
It sounds a little bit weird, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's always just better to use adjective first before now, like maputing.
As a beginner, yeah, of course, I just I have to follow which is like more common. But later, like as I said, like for me, like 80% like learning vocabularies and phrases, and 20% of grammar. And focusing on like conversational Tagalog first, then later grammar and this and that, or the future.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. It's still, at least it's a lot more simple than English. You learned English. You didn't have any problems with it. You can learn this. It's a lot easier.
And the Spanish helped me a lot to memorize. Like I don't have to learn a lot of words, vocabularies, like horas, gusto.
A non-Tagalog word that we always use as a Tagalog word is basketball. Because Filipinos love basketball. We always say, saan ka pumunta? Nag-basketball kami.
Okay.
For example, this one. There. Hi, can you hear me?
Like basketball. Opo.
Okay. I thought I lost you. Okay. And there are.
Basketball.
Yeah.
We play basketball, right?
We played basketball, right? In this case, basketball became a verb.
Okay. If I want to use like kami ay, then
nag-basketball.
That is correct as well, right? Because I'm used to it. Yeah, like in English, we played basketball. Yeah. So that's like kami.
Yeah, SVO.
So kind of flexible, Tagalog. I see.
Yeah,
I realize that kind of flexible Tagalog.
Actually, this is what we most would usually use as a sentence pattern. The one that does not use I.
Okay.
Yes, like for example, when you say ako ay 30 taong gulang, right? I am 30 years old, okay? It's easier to just say 30 taong gulang ako.
Just skip the ako ay.
Yeah, well, ako is still there, but I is removed
and
silent, ako is after the object.
Okay.
That's what we call inverted sentence. Okay. That's why you can say, kumain ako ng mansanas. Ate me apple.
Mm. Yeah.
So it's something to get used to, but it's what
Yeah,
we
it takes
notice.
time.
It does, yeah.
Oh, it takes time.
So, okay, sige. Ano ba?
Sige.
30 minuto ba yun?
Mm.
Okay, sige. Ayun, so, ayun lang, sige. Salamat. Ingat.
Ingat. Walang anuman. Hanggang sa muli.
Hanggang sa muli. Bye-bye.
Paalam.
Paalam.
Paalam.